Guess who's back?
Back again.
Tell a friend.
Oh my gosh, everyone, it's been so long. How is everybody? How are you doing? Welcome back to Kimball's Corner.
More hands, Kimball, more hands.
More hands. Well, I'm trying to get the blood flowing. It's been a while. I may be a little nervous.
Can you hear us? Is the microphone working? Let us know in the comments.
We've kind of forgotten how to do everything.
I was like, how do I focus my camera?
I was like, how do I paint? I haven't painted a picture in a month and a half.
Something like that.
So this ought to be fun.
Julia says, I hear you.
Oh, hey, you.
Oh, and we have just got a rip-roaring long list of topics to talk about today. We were very good about writing them down.
But before that, today's snack is generic-ish. We got Ghirardelli milk chocolate caramel squares.
And I have delicious, organic, homemade honey oat dark chocolate walnut treats.
Ew.
Okay.
All right. And of course, we've got the coffee because it wouldn't be a Kimball's Corner without it.
Okay. So for everyone who doesn't know, we just got back from an extended vacation. It was about 4 weeks. We went basically from Paris to Prague and then back to Paris and visited.
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
I'm just going to start drawing out my little sketch while Rocky's doing the whole recap.
Can you explain real quick what you're drawing?
I am drawing this kind of picture.
Now, where is that from?
I think it was in Montmartre.
So this was in a little suburb of Paris.
But I just want to draw the face.
Yes.
Anyway, so I'll be drawing while Rocky can, Chitty McChat about stuff.
Well, I don't even know where to start. So much happened in the past month that it's just my brain still hasn't processed it. Like I'm home. Sometimes I just sit on the couch and I just look forward like what happened. I don't even know.
Sometimes it all started last year in July.
So we basically had been planning this trip for a very long time. We thought it may get pushed off because of COVID restrictions and cases going up. I was determined to get on a plane regardless of what was happening and just get to Europe no matter what. And then we would just deal with it. We had backup plans upon backup plans. Fortunately, I can say so gratefully that the entire trip went without a hitch until the very last day when we had to travel back. But everything was sorted, and it was just a magical, wonderful experience that we're so, I can't even explain how grateful we feel to have had it. Kimball, want to elaborate?
I feel pretty grateful.
Wow, thank you.
It's great. It's good times. Like last July, we were kind of like, let's plan a trip. And so a lot of people ask us how we plan our trips. Basically, we pick a major city that we want to fly into, just so flying's a little easier. And then we pick another city. Make
sure it's affordable. Make sure it fits our budget.
Well, yeah. But like, people are like, send me your itinerary. How did you plan this trip? And I'm like, all we did was pick two major cities that we really wanted to visit, which was Paris and Prague. So then we did like a Google map, like road trip, whatever, like just directions from one to the other. And then we looked at cities along the way. And then on Google Maps, we would just like click on the city, look at pictures and see if it looked interesting or not. And
then we looked up like YouTube listicles of like must-see cities in Germany, must-see cities in Czechia, must-see cities in Paris, like in France. So we just like looked at all sorts of stuff. And we spent a good 4 days planning this trip.
Yeah, I mean, we had like the gist done in the first day. We were like, we want to do this. We want to do this. This is our timeline. And that told us like we could spend this much time in Paris, this much time in Prague, and then like we would break up however many cities. I think we did 8 or 11 cities this time or something.
Yeah.
But then we could decide how long, because some of the cities were villages and they're teeny tiny. So we knew we maybe want to spend 1 full day there. And so that would be like, we drive in, spend a full day, and then drive out the next day.
Right. And we also knew we would need like a break here and there. So we wanted to take like extended time at certain points. So we're not like traveling so much. We needed a laundry, we needed washer dryer at certain points. So we just like, we're trying to be strategic about like, how do we live our lives? How do we not completely just break away from reality while we're traveling?
Right.
Let's go to the comments real quick. Make sure there's no one's asking. Julie says, I have my JD Brights activated and ready to paint along.
Yay! I am using the neutrals today. Surprise! Only because I wanted to use the reds, and I like this bright red. I'm going to mix with the browns and yellows, but you can still get the same effect with the brights.
Trisha says, hi, everyone. Welcome back. Kimball and Rocky. High fives.
Hi.
The 2 high fives remind me of someone just like going like this to your head, like coming up and just like slapping your head. These ones, the 2 little hands with the psh in the middle.
Wait, isn't that like going like this? Like
yeah, like high five. Or is it like
is that like praise it? Like
I don't know, whatever.
I don't know.
Everyone says
it's a
hi.
good thing.
Lauren says, thanks for sharing all the pictures and videos of the trip. We enjoyed coming along.
Oh my gosh, you are so welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I was a little worried that I was like that annoying person that was like, look at all my vacation pictures. But at least I didn't like sit you down and force you to go through it all with me. So I'm glad you enjoyed them.
We kind of use it. We use social media as a way to like share with our friends and family what we're doing, because you get into like individual text streams of like, here's some pictures, and then you're like, wait, I need to text my grandma. Wait, I need to text my mom. And I was like, you know what? It's just going on Facebook.
Yeah,
it's just going on Facebook.
Well, also a lot of like, obviously we're not super fancy. Like we can't afford international like cellular plans or whatever. So we couldn't like call anybody. We could text. So that was kind of easier, but it's just easier. Yeah, to do social media stuff. Also, some of the places didn't have Wi-Fi, and that was fun.
That was just one place at the end. We were pretty good about booking like Wi-Fi or having places with Wi-Fi. I will say the daily routine was very interesting, and before we went, we didn't really like know exactly what was going to unfold. But essentially what happened very quickly is I was so inspired to start filming everything when we got there that I was just filming anywhere we went. Anything that caught my eye, I was like, oh, I need to film that. And Kimball was very patient.
I even like roughed up my finger from grabbing my phone out of my pocket literally 1,000 times while we were there. Because more than that, I think I have like, I don't know, maybe 4,000, 5,000 new photos on my phone.
And we just walked. You guys. We went from like sitting on a sofa before we went to walking miles and miles a day. And I don't know how our bodies kept up. In fact, the third day we were there, my feet gave out and I couldn't walk. I had a sharp pain. I couldn't walk. And I was like, I don't know what to do about this. So I bought Nikes walking shoes, and my feet were completely fine after that.
I was like, you're such a wuss. And the next day I'm like, Rocky, I want a pair of walking shoes too. It hurts.
And now we will never go back. It's like walking on a cloud.
It's lovely.
I cannot say enough how important shoes are for that type of a trip.
Yeah, we kind of made fun of them because we didn't like the look of them. But I was like, once they're on my feet, they're pretty darn cute. Like I can pull this look off, and it felt like a million times better. So, but
essentially, all we did every day is we'd wake up really early. Fortunately, in Paris, we had free breakfast at the hotel we were at, so we ate breakfast there, and then we just went walking. Kimball would pick like locations of places we wanted to visit while we were in Paris, and we would just make a little plan each night. And the next day we would go out and do that plan. And so we just went out early in the morning. We would eat pastries, coffee, all that stuff. We would film a bunch. And then we'd come back and, after walking miles and miles, by around 4 or 5 in the evening. And then I would sit and edit a video for a couple hours each night. And Kimball would, fix up photos and upload them. And we would just chill and rest. And that was kind of the routine. I can't believe how many videos I made while we were there. Yeah. It seems exhausting.
It was. I mean, for just going out and filming for hours, like 8 hours a day, we would walk around the city, and then coming home, be like, sure, I feel like sitting down and busting out a video. It's only gonna take me an hour, and like takes him like 3 hours because he's like, this is too easy. I gotta add some pizzazz to it.
We had so much fun though. That was basically what we did. The last week we were on vacation, I didn't do any more videos because I was like, I just can't. I hit my wall and was lazy. Like, I need at least a week off before I go back to work. Let me see here. Julie says she thinks it's praise hands. So I think you're right, Kimball.
Praise it.
Noah says if you're just joining, Carbohydrate is drawing a female trip to Europe. Okay. And then Julie says, ooh, that's why you forgot to call me, because we didn't have the cell plan.
Oh my gosh, it was ridiculous.
And then Jenna rolls her eyes at Noah. And then Catherine gave you $9.99 and says, number one fan with a little, it's like a little blue pair dancing.
Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. Go, Catherine. Go, Catherine. Coffees.
I'm all, and let's put that into the next year's trip fund.
Exactly. Let's see what else. Trisha says, I have no idea about emojis. I just thought I was waving.
Hey, I'm down.
Jenna says, I'm amazed at how many videos you made, Rocky. They were a lot of fun. It didn't really feel like work. I think that's why I was able to do so many of them. But it's just like, oh my gosh, you guys. It's just like if you're a painter and you're there, you want to paint, or if you're a photographer, you want to take photos. I don't know. It's just like, it's not like everything else we see in America on a day-to-day basis. There's just hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years of history all around you, and statues and sculptures, and just...
It was so inspiring and like nourishing to my brain and my body and my soul. Could not get enough.
What was I going to say?
Something important, probably.
Food, Kimball.
Oh my God, yes, thank you.
How was the food?
Oh, it was so good. It was so good.
I think we were a bit apprehensive on like the food in Czechia and Germany just because we were always like sausage and sauerkraut. Like we didn't really know.
Yeah, I'm not. Don't make fun of me, okay? It's gonna sound gross. Or no, it's gonna sound gross. Whatever. Don't be a perv about it. I'm not a huge meat eater, so like, I was like, oh, I don't want like sausages and all that kind of stuff. But I tell you, I am a fan of goose now. I've never had goose because do they even have goose here? Like other than a fancy restaurant, which I don't go to fancy. I don't go to fancy places, and like they had goose everywhere there, so that was lovely.
Sorry, I'm eating a chocolate thing.
A delicious, according to Rocky, chocolate goo bar.
One of Kimball's favorite new foods was spatzel.
Oh my God. And I mean, I know it's like not like the most amazing or like the most difficult thing to get because it's basically just like egg buttery noodles. But it was like in a cheese sauce with like ham and was that it? Oh my God. No, it was like they put a sauce on and then she's like, do you want cheese? I was like, well, yes. And then she like added like a cheese sauce to it. And then she added, what else did she add? Oh, like then it had ham in it. And I was like, oh my God. What have I been doing with my life this whole time?
And then we had gooseberries?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't know what they were. They kept putting them on our meals, and we were like, do we eat this? Is it like a decoration? It looked like something.
Well, because it still had leaves on it. So I was like, wait, I'm not going to eat the leaf.
But just the food in general was just amazing. And it was so different between each of the 3 countries we were in that it was like cool to have that because it is like it split our trip into like thirds for the food, basically.
Yeah.
Okay, what else did we write down to talk about, Kimball? The drive. So we did rent a car while we were there. We did not do trains. And that was probably one of the best decisions we made because we could be on our own time. We didn't have to rush to a train station with all of our bags because we basically were backpacking across Europe, essentially.
Let's just say we're all glad I wasn't driving. Because no, Kimball doesn't do well with the pressures of a new city and not knowing how the line, because I don't think they do like the orange and white lines like we do here.
No, and in Germany,
it was all white lines.
Germany
everywhere.
got real interesting real quick because when they're doing construction, they leave all the lines the way they are and they just put bright yellow lines down. So when you're driving, the whole road just looks like you're like, wait, what do I do? I don't even know.
I was a little concerned. I mean, you get the hang of it pretty quick, otherwise you're going to crash. But yeah, and then the parking situation, no thank you. Like that, just trying to find parking freaked me out.
Yeah, I think Kimball was most stressed when we were entering new cities. Like that was definitely his only stress point. And then everything else was fine. So he'd have like 20 minutes of stress every couple days and then we were fine.
Basically, yeah.
Julie says that if she could go to Paris, she would eat the napkins. I bet
they're tasty. Yeah, I can't complain about anything. Like everything was amazing. Except for gas station coffee. In Italy, the gas station coffee was delicious when we went a few years ago. So I was expecting something similar this time around. No. The gas station coffee was, a little scary. And a lot of their coffees come out of vending machines.
Mm.
Like, it's like they just don't have time. They're like, you can make your own.
But it was really nice to be in these big cities or even these small towns and then have like this day of driving. Because we're just in this open country. It's beautiful. It's green. The weather was like decent the whole time we were there. I don't know how we get away with these trips where the weather like holds up in the winter time.
I know. We only had an umbrella. Like I only carried my umbrella twice, and it was both times in Paris. And it was just because it was like kind of a heavy sprinkle.
Paris decides to rain at 3 p.m. in the wintertime, just so you know.
Yeah, I was.
So if you just go there,
just
have your umbrella for 3 p.m. because every day we were there it was 3 p.m.
And it was only a sprinkle. It wasn't like a downpour ever. Like. Never had any issues. It was lovely.
So Jenna was saying that she has made. Well, Lauren was asking how many skirts Jenna made last year. She said she thinks she made 44 skirts.
Girl,
that's pretty cool.
I'm like, how big is your closet, Jenna?
Katie says, "Welcome back to you both."
Oh, thank you. Good to be back.
And she also says it's weird that how we don't just miss Kimball and Rocky, but we also miss the people in the chat as well. So true.
I know, right? It's like a little family get together again.
We definitely thought about you guys while we were away, though. because it just like, I don't know, we wanted to like share. I don't know. It's like, I feel like everyone deserves a chance to go and do those things. And it's like the least that we can do is like share some of it.
Yeah. Like it was very fun. Thank you all for like also just like commenting on pictures and chatting with me. It was fun. It made it less lonely.
I feel like if we didn't have you guys, I wouldn't have made all those videos, honestly. Like it would have been too much, but I was like, it was motivating knowing there was like someone out there that like might be interested in seeing it or might feel like inspired or motivated. So that's basically why we did the videos. And I'm so glad we did, because it's also a good memory to have. Like it just, I could put those on and just watch hours of those just while chilling and just have a memory.
And plus, it was a really good excuse. I'd be like, Rocky, I think this would be really great art supply to share
Right.
on. So I should probably buy this. And so, yes, I do have quite a bit of art supplies to share at the end of this painting.
Yeah, so the whole point of today is Kimball's doing this quick thing, and then we're going to go through each of the cities where Kimball bought art supplies, and we're going to unbox each of those. And then we're going to assign a number behind the scenes and let you guys pick a number, and then Kimball's going to use that art supply, whatever number you guys pick.
Oh yeah, well I wasn't gonna like it was like you're gonna know what you're choosing. I'm gonna write a list as we unwrap them. So it'll be like 1, this art supplies, 2, this art supplies, and then at the end you guys can kind of pick. It's not gonna be like first come first serve. It's like the general like whoever like the most.
Right. And then if you guys all guess equally, I'm just gonna pick. But yeah, and then Kimball will do a painting next week with that art supply.
Or a drawing. We don't even know. I don't actually know what I got. I have a lot. I will say that I will not shop. Wait, no, I'll talk about it later when we get to the art supplies.
Kimball, since you've been home, what's happened? Besides, we ate Korean food immediately.
I sat on the sofa a bunch.
That's not true. You went to the dentist.
Oh, I did. I went to the dentist. I had 4 fillings in the front of my teeth from when I had braces as a kid. And they were cracked and colored. And they were supposed to be replaced like 10 years after I got them. And it had been about 25. So, you know, not too much longer. But those had to be replaced. And I was a little nervous, not because I don't mind going to the dentist. It doesn't bother me. But I was nervous about like how my smile was going to look. I am so happy with it. So
yeah, we have a great dentist.
She rocks.
Let me see. So Catherine says, Rocky, you showed me scenes I'll never get to see in person. Thanks so much. My pleasure. And I hope that when you watch them, I hope you felt inspired in some way as much as we did. Julie says too soon. What's happening? Oh, so Julie was picking number 7, but she said too soon.
Oh, well, she's ready.
Do we have 7 supplies? Do we think?
Probably. I know we're not doing, journals today, which that's okay.
People are choosing numbers. We'll let you guys pick numbers once you actually see what the art supply is, so you can decide what art supply you actually want.
But hey, I'm down for whatever. I'm excited to use.
By the way, what did you guys all do during the holiday? How was your time? Did you guys get to do the things you wanted to do? Was there any holdups with COVID? I know a lot of the people that I work with weren't able to do their plans because of people testing positive, which is a bummer. What did you guys do?
Yeah, we filled out, oh my God, so much paperwork for no reason. Like nobody checked any of our paperwork other than like going into restaurants and stuff. We had to have a thing called the COVID pass or Cove pass.
So we had to take our little, what's it called, vaccination card, and we had to convert it to an EU pass, which is a digital pass, which was awesome. And I don't know why we're not doing it here.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're not doing it. But anyway.
But yeah, we had to go to a pharmacy right at the airport and like right when we got into town because we couldn't ride public transport without it. And so the pharmacist just got our information, transferred it into his information or whatever, and then gave us like the digital pass, which was really cool.
And then thank God we got our booster shot when we did, because halfway through our trip, they started making it mandatory to have a booster. So yeah, if we hadn't got it before we went, we would have been out of luck.
Yeah. You had to have 3 shots to get into a lot of the places.
Which makes sense because when we came back from Germany into Paris toward the end of our trip, their case load per day was like 100,000, 200,000, 280,000. It was just like crazy.
And I mean, France is huge, but that's scary big numbers.
But I will say there were so many people not wearing masks.
Yeah. I'd say mostly in
Czech Republic.
Czechia, yeah. Like I don't know why.
Okay, well, let's see. Adrian says we are on lockdown again due to Omicron. Oh no, that's a bummer. September says, why did you go? Was it a vacation?
It was. We tried to do Rocky only has so much time off that, like, how do I word this? Like,
well, it's odd because like I get a certain amount of time off per year, but like I go based on the needs of the studio that I work in. So, and December typically is the quietest time. Plus, we get Christmas off. So to get the biggest bang for my buck, I can take off a lot of time in December, and I already have like a week paid off already. So then I can use like my other time in the other days. I don't know how to word that, but anyway,
yeah,
that way
basically
it doesn't impact
it's just
the
good
studio.
timing.
So
So
plus it, like traveling in the wintertime, we kind of enjoy it because we can walk around and not be sweaty like in the summer.
yeah, it's not humid and gross depending on where you go, but I don't like humidity at all. But I do want to go to Thailand, so you know, fighting with that one
You're
in my
gonna
brain.
sweat no matter what.
I know.
Julie says she's a nurse and she worked. So she worked and then quiet Christmas with my small family circle. That sounds lovely.
That does sound lovely. I know. I think I only texted my mom once just to wish her happy Christmas. Because I don't know. We had free texting, but like I felt like none of my texts were going through. But that's all right.
Katie says she was in quarantine over New Year's due to a close contact, and she just got out a few days ago.
Oh my God.
What is quarantine like? We haven't had to do it like an official quarantine. Like, do you feel like antsy or do you?
Well, I mean, kind of when COVID first started, we didn't go anywhere for like months.
Oh, I guess
like,
you're right.
Literally.
We did just stay at home,
yeah.
didn't we?
And I mean, we ordered groceries. If we had to go to the grocery store, we would. But for the most part, we did not leave the house.
I keep wondering what it's like for families who like one person gets sick, but the rest of them don't. Like you just
you stay in your room.
I know. Well, basically,
yeah. Like I'm sure that's what that's what you should do, but that doesn't mean that that's how it goes.
What a bummer.
But better to be safe than sorry, I say.
Let me see. So
we're almost done.
Trisha says she got to see the family at Christmas, which was nice. She just started a new art course last week, and she bought a lot of art supplies.
Oh, yes. What kind of supplies did you get? And like from where? And do I need it too?
Original Elizabeth says, "Hi boys, where are we going next Christmas then?"
Girl, we are talking about it. But I don't want to spoil it.
We do know where we want to go, but we're not going to say it.
And y'all know that, like, just even if you know where we're actually going, you know we're going to be going to more than just one place.
Yeah. Kimbra says, oh, wait. Jenna says, we hung out at home. We self-quarantined from close contact, got a test, and they were negative. That's good.
Good.
Noah got me a camera for Christmas, so I was working on figuring out how to use it. And I cleaned. And then Kimbra says she didn't do much for Christmas here. Landlord decided to sell the house I'm living in, so I spent Christmas hanging out with the realtor, finding a house to buy and packing. Oh my God, that sounds stressful.
I mean, we've done that, but yeah, that's no fun.
Yeah. Oh, Kimbra, that sounds stressful. I hope that you were able to find something. Let us know. Noah says Jenna's friend exposed us on day 1 of Christmas break. That's a bummer.
No.
September says I like being stuck at home. Honestly,
I'm not gonna lie. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. It's so much not fun, but it's just nice having your loved one home. And Rocky's very fortunate that he can work from home for the most part. There's some stuff that he can't do that he can't.
Yeah, like all next week I have to go in. Anytime we have to like shoot new video or anything like that, I have to go in. But otherwise, if we're just like crafting the content we've already captured or like updating content, I can do it from home, which is, oh my God, it's just been like, I don't even want to know a world where I have to go into work every single day.
The thing that's really sad though is like when he does have to go into work, I'm like, oh God, no. And like, it's like an 8 hours plus or minus. And I'm just like, he'll get home. I'll be like, is this what it was like?
Kim and I are so annoyingly codependent. Like, I don't even know what would happen if we couldn't be here. I don't even know.
I mean,
it would be fine. Like there was a whole year where we had to be apart for a lot of it, but whatever. Kimber says she found a really great house that sits on 2 acres, but I'm losing my studio space that I really loved. However, I will make a new space into something amazing, I'm sure. That sounds fun. Good luck. Enjoy the process. I find like moving and decorating and all that stuff is like feeds into my creative process as well.
I know, it's funny because after we got back, I was like, Rocky, we could redo some of the stuff around the house. We could redecorate. Parisian chic. I don't know why I did all this weird neon glow around him, but there it is. I think I might be done with him. Let's move on to the
original Elizabeth says, who the heck are you drawing, Kimball? Can you show the reference real quick?
Yeah.
So when we were in Montmartre, the last couple days in Paris, there like the buildings are just quirky there, and like this was just literally chilling on the side of a building on like by a cafe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a local artist that just stuck it up on the wall because there's
a couple of them.
Yeah, let me see if I can find another one. Oh, okay. I mean, I was excited. I keep showing Rocky my teeth. So look, can I learn how to use my phone?
No, you can't, Kimball.
There we go. That's quality.
Perfect.
So I was staring at him, just showing him my
Don't forget to like
teeth.
and subscribe for more quality content, just like this.
Look, that is quality. What was I looking at? Oh, yeah, this faces. So here's another one. It's like the same face, but then this one has hands like he's in jail or something. Oh, why does it select?
Oh, Tracy Lee Corner says, "Hi, Kimball and Rocky. I'm watching live."
Hi and welcome. But yeah, there was quite a few different faces around.
And then Katie says she had the police come and check on us randomly while we were dog sitting. So the dog kept us entertained in the pool, which was good. We got lots of care packages from people, which was nice.
Well, that's nice.
That is cool.
And well, speaking
it's
of
so interesting
care
that the police came to check on him.
Well, yeah. I just dropped like a buttload of money on JaneDavenport.com because I had to like wait because she came out with all this stuff and I was like, I can't order it before the trip because it can take up to like 2 months to get here.
Right.
So right when I got back, I was like, yes, order. Thank you. So I'm excited for that to get here. I will have a different looking space.
Ooh, Phyllis says she just figured out how to jump on here. So this is Phyllis is on live as well.
Well, welcome and hello.
So
I'm eating a Ghirardelli chocolate square. You're welcome.
And I'm having a delicious homemade oat, dark chocolate, walnut, and honey snack.
Aren't you glad you got here to watch us eat?
All right, so Kimball, you finished that little painting thing. Now what's happening?
We're gonna go through all the art supplies that we got.
Okay, so talk me through it, and I will hand them to you.
Well, let me clear some space.
So this is kind of like a haul of what we got while we were away.
And we're gonna go in order of the purchases.
And a lot of this is our supplies.
Like 90% of it. So basically we started our trip off in Paris.
Here you go. Let me back this out.
So we started in, or zoom in, whatever. Started in Paris, and I was trying to find like local art supplies. Like I wanted to find like just like smaller art stores and whatnot. Yeah, good luck. So I can't remember who, but you might be watching. I don't know. But she told me about Charvin. Great place. But let's put that aside. We'll start off simple. Here's some magnets because we just needed some more magnets for the fridge.
Yes, we did.
They're just little Paris landmarks and stuff. They're cute. And
okay, well, Paris, was it what you expected or not?
It was. We were not stuck. We stayed in like the middle of the touristy area. Like we were literally like 2 blocks from the Louvre. We were right next to, I don't know what the big park is called, but there was like a Christmas village.
Into areas called arrondissements.
Whatever.
Right.
I can't
and
pronounce
so it's like
it.
1 through 19 or something. We were literally in number 1, like right in the center, like where the big
like
Ferris wheel eye thing is. Like,
well, that's just I think that's a holiday thing. If you know where the Louvre is, we were like 2 blocks west of that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we walked to the Louvre, obviously. We walked to the Eiffel Tower. We walked to the Arc de Triomphe. We walked to everywhere.
We went
everywhere. Anyway, so obviously at the little souvenir shop, I didn't buy a lot of stuff. I bought
Someone
a scarf.
saw Chat Noir. Yes, you did see it. It's
yes.
Right here.
Oh, yes. There's more to come. So this is a bookmark.
It's so goldy.
I know, it's very shiny and pretty.
Strawberries Dawn says, "Yay, I managed to catch you live, finally."
Woohoo! And I know, finally. Geez, where have you been? But welcome.
September says, this is a good question, real quick. Were people nice in Paris?
You know what? I'm glad you asked. Everyone was incredibly kind. Incredibly. Like, we didn't have any problem. Even if like Rocky and I had a problem, like they would like work it out with us. Like we're super, like I'm talking like hotel staff and stuff. Or or if we didn't know how to read something on the menu, they were super accommodating.
They were friendlier than here. I was very, because everywhere
like like Christian.
At the Nike store.
No, that was Anthony.
Gregory.
Sorry, there's so many people we met. That was Gregory. Christian was the guy that made our huge, delicious crepe.
Yes, that was really cool.
Yes, and he put like Perry on Rockies, and then on mine he put like a little heart and like an R and a K and hearts, and it was really adorable.
But we always had this preconception of like French people are like stuck up and snobby.
Every-
And
yeah,
stuff. Like,
everyone-
you always hear this like or they're
Right.
uppity or whatever. I did not see that at all.
And I mean,
we went to a lot of neighborhoods.
Right. And we went to like hole in the wall diners to like upscale dining. Not so upscale that you have to wear like a nice suit.
Because let's be real.
We're not going to do that. But we stayed in a very fancy hotel. Thank you, Marriott points or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I
I used all my Marriott points. They're gone now. They're gone, Jenna.
But
That's it.
but I mean, it was awesome.
No, everyone was super friendly. I love the French people so much. And Germany. Like I thought Germany people were super friendly as well. Anyway.
And then there was Prague, which we'll get to. Let's finish this first.
Okay,
I haven't opened any of these.
Okay,
I wanted to wait. So everyone was like, go to Sennelier, go to Sennelier, go to Sennelier. And I was like, I don't want to, because everything at Sennelier you can just buy anywhere because they're worldwide. But I caved. But first, this is simple. We just went to the Shakespeare and Company bookstore. Gorgeous, gorgeous store.
You can't film inside, so we didn't have too much footage, but there was a cat, so I pulled my phone out because I was like,
Her name
rules be damned.
Her name is Augie. She's adorable. But everybody was filming and taking pictures anyway. And I think it's because it's so small that like if you're going to take pictures like selfies and stuff, you're blocking the walkways.
Traffic, yep.
Will you put that over there, please? Thank you, love. Okay, so I went to Charowite first because they are a local little place in Paris.
And they're very close to the Sennelier, the original Sennelier store.
A block away.
They're like basically across the bridge from the Louvre.
Yeah. Okay.
And it was just like literally this small little shop, one guy sitting at like some like really disorganized desk in the back corner, like trying to like do his money for the month.
And that desk he was at was like, I can't remember. It was the famous masters of the history that like have been at that desk. They had two tables in there and they were both like,
yes, I don't remember, but
he listed off like, I wouldn't say Da Vinci, but like whatever people that were in Paris. Yeah. I don't. Doesn't even matter.
Someone famous sat at the desk, and that's all you need to know.
And now he sits there organizing stuff, but he was busy. And like, it's funny because he was busy, so he couldn't really help us. But I didn't really need help. I was just looking at watercolors. But he apologized profusely, and he's like, we're rearranging the place. I'm really sorry I couldn't get up. But then he did. He got up and told me about the art and or the paints that I bought and the paper. Like, they don't make their own paper, but they like work with a company that makes paper. So I didn't buy a sketchbook from them because I have too many. But this is a cute little Charowite Paris. Oh, it comes in a little pouch. It's adorable. Charowite Paris.
And he said they do like a special like slow bake for these. So he said that like the quality, he's like, you're going to definitely notice like it goes down differently and it's like a very high quality. So we're very excited to try these.
Yes. I'm going to turn you. So, yep. Never used these paints before. That could be exciting.
I should have also just been trying to sell you on it, but either way.
Yeah, probably not though. So, item number 1, watch me struggle.
Okay. We're really doing good here.
Here's this notepad that I'm going to use.
Okay, you use that.
Someone.
Who was it though? Oh, Trisha was asking me if I spoke lots of French. It's funny because I like studied French for like 3.5 months before we went, and I found out that like when you get there, they want to speak English.
Also, like depending on who you're speaking with, like we went to some very busy, popular diners and cafes, so they don't really have time. Like they'll just click into English really fast,
right? Because they need to get your order and move on. They don't want to like work with you to like figure out. And I very quickly was like, okay, we'll just speak English. It's fine. But I did speak a fair amount. I would say I tried to like do as I think with like maybe 5 people, I got away with them thinking I was French, and that.
And then it's funny because they would start saying something, and then he'd have to say in French that he only spoke a little bit of French, and they're like, "Oh, really? I didn't know." Like I wouldn't have guessed. Is this readable, by the way, or should I get like a chunkier marker? I
mean, I can read it, but Missy's, I'll please show them slowly.
Okay, I will slow it down now.
I mean, we are going, so we have so much more to go through.
Okay, so that's the Charowite. Where did I put those? Did you?
I put them over here.
You put that back.
Yes.
Thank you.
Want me to put it back in?
No,
Okay.
it's fine. Okay, so then so then I went to a place called Melodies Graphiques. This is not one of the art supplies that I'll be using. It's just something I want to share. But there's a place called Melodies Graphiques. It's a stationery store. Gorgeous. The guy does amazing calligraphy. I don't want to tear it. And I didn't. Professional and sticker. But they had little handmade journals and books and whatnot. So I got this one, and it's just like old as a piece of paper, like flies off of it. It's like an old, not old, but like they make their own watercolor paper. So this will be fun to work on. So whatever watercolors, I may actually do a painting in this. And it's got a 1, 2, 3, 4 signatures. And you could like, I played with some of the ink pens there, like they had some dip pens. So I was like writing in a book there, and they have, I would say, almost 200 journals up on top of their, I mean, of people's signatures, of like people that have been visiting the store since who knows when they were
basically anyone
there.
who comes in, like, you can sign this book, and then they like fill it up, close it, and put it up on the shelf. And it was just like the whole shop was surrounded by them. Just put it with it so I know it. Okay. Like
where it's from. So then a lot of people wanted me to go to Sennelier. And so I was like, okay, fine. So we went to the one that I thought was the original one. I don't know why.
You guys, we walked so far.
It was like 2 miles.
So far
south of where we were
and
already.
It wasn't even the right store.
So
and it was closed.
Yeah. So I got there and I was like, I just snapped a picture. I was like, well, I went. But then like the next day we went to the actual like Sennelier, that's like the original store.
And that one was really close to the Charvin. They're only a couple blocks away from each other.
Yeah. So I bought these, which are somebody probably already knows.
They're not Sennelier brand.
No, but it says Kiso Nihonga.co.jp, made in Japan. I don't know if you can read that. You're one step ahead of me. There's nothing on the back.
No, it says we put a bird on it for the journal.
You sure did. It wasn't made in Portland, though. All right, pen. Where did I put that pen? I put the pen away. Why would I put the pen away? I'm doing good. All right, number 2.
If you guys have questions about the stuff that Kimball's showing too, outside of what he's saying, please let me know and I'll let him know to talk about it.
Pastels.
We haven't used any of the art supplies yet, so we can't really talk about like how they work, but we will be using them in upcoming lives.
Sennelier. So these are the pastels from Sennelier. That's number 2 on the list.
So keep in mind, these are what you're going to be picking at the end, so don't forget.
And I'll probably bring them all back out so you can have a fresh look. So then, and that goes with that. Oh, and then I saw a little statue of the Le Chat Noir cat. And I was like, oh my God, they're really cute to like buy the little statue and then like make like a 3D version of the poster. And so I went back to the place I found it and it was closed. I was like, oh, that's dumb. So then we were walking around and we went through these, they're called passages. I don't know. But they all have like different names. And they're like basically like an indoor strip mall. I don't know what to call it. But it's like little shops. It's like one long hallway, and then there's like shops all throughout the site. It's super cute. Well,
because
some of them.
the blocks are really long, and it's a way to cut through to get to another street without having to go all the way to the other block. Plus, there's commerce in between.
Yeah. So we just happened to be walking through one, looking at all these like cute little things, and there's like a store with like all these figurines, and I love like action figure like statues and stuff. Well, we saw this. Give it to me. The lady was super sweet.
It literally felt like a hoarder of collectibles in this place. Like you went down these stairs and it just felt like an adult child had been collecting toys their entire life.
I know, it was my dream room.
Adrian says, I think that's Sakura watercolor for these ones.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
But anyway, I got this statue because I needed it, obviously. And then I'm just going to put like the little yellow piece of paper behind it and write like the Tournée de Chat Noir and all that stuff behind it.
You guys, when we went, we did not leave an ounce of room to like pack anything new. So we did not plan on getting anything. But then by the time we came back, we had to buy a suitcase because we just...
Because it's cheap. Like, I remember when we went to Italy, we were going to send our friends a little gift, like a tiny gift, a necklace basically. And it was $60.
And we had to send it that way.
Yeah, I was like, no, that's not happening. So we bought a suitcase for like 25 euro. And then it was free to check on the plane. So
now we had to wait for it for an hour and 20 minutes when we got back, but whatever.
That's not their fault.
But now every time Kimball looks at that statue, he'll have like an immediate memory of the trip, which is, I mean...
Of that tiny shop where I almost fell down the stairs.
Yep. Memories.
All right. And then I obviously had to go to the Mooca Museum. Wait, that wasn't in... This goes like
that
to
does
the
not.
last.
You put that in the
It had something else.
Hello.
It had something else. Rocky was in charge of that. Irresponsible Rocky.
Next.
Fool. So after Paris, we went to Colmar.
What's Colmar?
Colmar is a little town, city, village in France.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. And they had their Christmas villages up and running, and they was lit. You guys, it was insane.
It's like stepping onto the set of Beauty and the Beast.
Legit. And I was very happy that they had like armed people, like armed guards walking around and forcing everyone to wear masks. I was like, thank you. So it felt a little bit better to walk around and shop.
Yeah, it was really weird at first seeing like men walk around with guns, but like after a while I was like, wow, I actually do feel a bit safer knowing that people aren't going to like act up.
Right. And it was like nice that like nobody was arguing. Nobody cared about wearing a mask there. Like, it was so nice.
Mhm.
Anyway, I guess the place is called Plaisir d'Offrel. Something, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Noah says they ended up leaving some old clothes behind in Japan. We thought about that too.
We almost left our boots.
Yeah.
Because we're like, they're not that comfortable. Don't rip. So this guy's name was Eric, and he was working in his own little Christmas village shop.
John Martinez says, hello, friends.
Hello. So this guy's name was Eric, and he had his own little Christmas village shop, and I guess that's what it was called because I don't remember seeing the name anywhere. But he creates leather-bound journals. Like, he and his partner make leather-bound journals.
And the guy was like really standoffish the first night we met him, but then we went back the second night, and he was
Well, okay. The first night I was like obsessed. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know if we're gonna have space for it. I don't know if we're gonna buy an extra thing to carry it home in, and blah blah blah. So I couldn't decide. Plus, there were huge ones that I really wanted, and there was little ones that I really wanted, but I didn't know what I really wanted. So I looked at everything for 10 minutes. So then the next day, he remembered us. Because I was looking, and Rocky was like, yeah, he just doesn't know which one he wants, so he's going to take a look at them. And the guy's like, did not he look at all of them yesterday or whatever?
He's like, you've already seen them all.
Yeah, I was like, well, now I'm going to touch all of them. So this one has a little unicorn on it, a little orangey red stone on the cover.
Let me hold it so it's more visible.
Exactly. We're all, no, there it is. Anyway, he makes the leather-bound books. It's got little latches. Very cool. And I believe it's rice paper inside.
So we don't know how that's going to work for painting or drawing, but sketching.
But it's very cool. I love it. It's got this old vintagey vibe to it. And he also comes to New York a lot.
He owns a place in New York, but he hasn't been able to go there since the pandemic, basically.
So he's bummed about that. I'm fiddling with it.
Here, I'll take it. Thank you.
So that's a very cool book. We love him. Oh, and then he was just super excited once we said we were traveling. And I think it's because he realized we were a couple on vacation, and he we said we were going to a couple places, and then he was like, "You need to go to Rebouvier. You need to go to Rickwar."
He actually helped us plan the day we left Colmar, and we went to places we weren't planning on going.
Yeah, we stopped in both of two separate towns, which were 20 minutes apart, and it was Rickwar and Rebouvier, and we just one was almost deserted. I don't they close everything on Sundays sometimes. I don't know. And then the other one had a little bit of Christmas market thing happening, which I had some of the best fruitcake I have ever had in my life. It was so good. Next we were in Strasbourg.
Strasbourg is basically the capital of that area for France.
Yeah.
So it's where their parliament is.
And it's very close to the German border.
I think that's it.
I'm pretty sure it's it.
Did you get art supplies there?
No.
Okay. So the houses there, you guys, are quintessentially German looking.
Yeah, I forgot to say, when we went to Rickwar, Rebouvier, and Colmar, I believe those 3 villages / town cities were inspiration for Disney's Beauty and the Beast animated film.
So if you think of the German, the big wood with the stucco in between and all that, that's basically what all these towns look like, because they're right on the border of Germany. So there's a lot of German influenced food. There's a lot of German influenced design.
They come with candles.
I gotta help you open these. These are gonna be a pain in the butt to open, Kim. Do we have scissors?
What do you mean they're a pain in the butt? You just pull the tape. Pull the tape.
So anyway, we were so taken aback by the architecture there and just how old these buildings were and how they were still standing. And there was little Christmas villages that had these. You guys,
careful because it's 2 parts.
I don't even know how to describe how cute these. They're actually incense and candle things, so you light them up and then it smokes oil in the chimney. But we got them to remind us of what the places look like.
The cuteness is never ending. And basically,
they are modeled after houses in the city.
Yeah, these are actual buildings in the town. And they're all signed on the bottom. And then they're taped together because the top comes off. You put a tea light in there, and then this one does incense. And then there's some where you put the oil, what is it called? Essential oils in the top with some water, so they smell delish.
Eagle Reach Studio says, glad to catch live for the first time. And this is one of my favorite ones.
I swear I normally do artwork.
Yeah, this is a very unusual one because we just got back from Europe, so we're just showing a little haul of some stuff we got. I love this house so much.
Well, you can unwrap that one.
Okay.
But they have and this is where I had one of the best meals. What was it?
It was right across from Notre Dame.
Was it goose and spetzel?
No, it was chicken. Remember, it was a chicken something. I don't know what you had.
You had the chicken stew, or I did. I don't know what it was.
You had a chicken thing.
And it was not stew. It was like
The
a plate
saucy-
of delicious, glorious food. I don't know, but yeah, it was, and I didn't know they called other cathedrals Notre Dame. So there's my worldly knowledge.
Yeah, because there's one in Paris, there's one in Strasbourg, there was one everywhere when it felt like.
I need. Where are my scissors?
The other thing about this region is they're very famous for these birds, and they're a type of herring, I believe, but
they
they
look like
nest.
storks.
They nest on top of the houses, so they intentionally build big roosts on top of the houses, and then they have their family up on these like old. So just imagine, like all these houses with these giant birds chilling on top. It's just bizarre.
And it was super cute because in the Christmas village there was one place that had like a huge one, like a fake one, set up on their little village hut thingy, and then it was like right in front of the cathedral. I was like, that's adorable.
And these towns, like the bigger towns like Paris, Prague, Strasbourg, like they're very rough around the edges, and then you get into the old city and they're like super charming, super cute, but there's tagging everywhere outside of the old town. So if you go to Paris or
It's very
Prague,
upsetting.
you should expect tagging all over the place because it's just like rampant.
These are so freaking cute.
So anyway, that's our little collection of houses we got. We spent way too much money.
Yeah, we were gonna be like, let's buy this one, but then we're like, it looks so lonely, so we had to, buy half the village. All right, so put those over there.
Catherine says you could shop for me anytime. Love your tastes.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, the flea market in Paris was insane.
Oh yes,
Like the real flea market, not the fake one. Okay, put those there. All right, next.
all right.
Well,
So
where did we go now? Oh, next we went to Rothenburg ob der Tauber,
that was our first city in Germany.
and it is so cute. It is so cute. It is picturesque. I even took a picture of like a famous intersection, and Carrie Sennelier, if you know her, I'm probably a lot of you do. She's in the Jane Davenport group. She was like, I recognized it right away. She's like, I got a puzzle of it. So like, it was like, it's so cute. It's on a puzzle. Anyway, I was trying to find an art store in every city we went to, and then I found this little art store. It was like an arts and crafts, like kids place, and I went in and I was like, wait, they got schminka? Like, what? Okay. So this is the first time I've ever purchased schminka, and it was cheaper. I'm pretty sure it's cheaper. It was $90 for this.
Oh, Eagle Ranch Studio says her name is Vicky. Hi, Vicky. Welcome to the channel or welcome to the live.
Hello and welcome.
So, and
So,
for anyone joining who hasn't been here before, by the way, welcome.
so yes, very excited to try these out. Ooh, they're still wrapped in their papers. I wish I had like a big color chart of them, but like those are the colors. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Oh, gorgeous. So yes, that is number 3 on the list.
Okay.
Rocky, you can explain what I'm doing.
So if you guys are just, if you're just joining, basically Kimball's writing a list of all the art supplies he bought during our trip to Europe, and he's numbering them. And at the end, you guys can pick which art supply you want him to work with next week. Did that explain it?
I mean, I wasn't listening.
I think it explained it.
All right, the Schminka watercolors. Kind of
All
like
right.
an endless supply of color choices there.
I know. I'm like, you're never going to run out of watercolors again.
Thank God.
Chesky Krumlov. So we departed Germany and we headed into the Czech Republic, and we went into one of the it's just
It
the
is
cutest little town.
so picturesque. It is so charming.
It's a giant river, runs through it in a big S shape, and it breaks the town into 2 parts. And it's like there's an upper part of town and a lower part of town.
And it was so easy to park the car. It was just a little parking lot. You just get your little ticket and you say how long you want to stay there.
Trisha says she loves Schmika
Oh,
watercolors.
I've never tried them, so I'm excited. All right, hold on. I need to do that. And go. Okay, so
This was definitely the cutest Airbnb we stayed at.
yes. And right across from us, it basically like we were on like the main strip of the town. It's kind of like an S-shaped road that cuts through the town and over the river. And we were on that main strip. And right across from us was this little shop. CheskyKrumlovOriginal.com. It is a gingerbread shop. And
I did not even know it was possible.
had no idea. So we bought gingerbread cookies. I got a caramel one. He got a chocolate one. Because they had a pastry case where you buy them to actually just buy to eat them right away. We thought everything packaged, because she's like, everything in my store is edible. So we thought all of these were like, you're supposed to eat them. we found out they're actually like ornaments. So they're not made with like super quality ingredients for like flavor. So they do taste good. But you guys, every one of these is handmade by her. And these are like the simple versions.
These are like the basic. They had
had
like a horse and carriage.
Like a horse-drawn carriage. She had like a bouquet of flowers. She had a wedding thing. She had a church, like
this
a cathedral.
This was just all we could afford.
And we did eat 2 of them because we had to try them. These are actual like little ornaments.
We didn't realize the ornaments don't taste that great.
Like they taste good. They have a gingerbread flavor,
but they're mild.
But yeah, it's super mild because obviously they're made to last rather than to be eaten. We shouldn't have eaten the other ones because they were so beautiful.
Yeah, they really were.
But yeah, these are gorgeous. They will make it to the tree next year. I'm glad they made a home in one piece.
Trisha says Chesky Krumlov was my favorite of your destinations. I do not blame you.
Like
it was pretty
stunning.
Amazing.
Stunning place.
Every time we went to a new city, we were like, could we live here? That was like our test. We're like,
yeah.
could we live here?
Well, that's kind of the thing too, is we're exploring because we do know we want to live somewhere else eventually.
Yeah.
So we're testing the waters, so to speak.
Phyllis says she's loving the recap of the adventures for each of the destinations on the vacation.
Yay, I'm glad. I've turned into that person where I'm like, look at all my pictures. All right, and then this was part of the was it like a history museum of Chesky Krumlov?
Yeah, so they have like right after you cross the main bridge, there's like an old museum of like all the different. They have just all these old like cash machines and
like
posters
tea-tins,
and tea-tins.
the canisters that like they take. I don't know what they would take to the store, but they weighed stuff in them. It was really cool.
Grain and stuff like that.
So we had to buy magnets, obviously, for the fridge, darling. For the fridge. Oh my gosh.
Another one for the fridge.
The magnets. Why are you so hard to hold? So, I don't know. They're hard to see. Can you see that?
Vaguely, yes. You can see them.
Okay.
I'll zoom in a bit here. 1 second.
Okay. I can hold it down so it's more.
All right, there you go.
So there's that one.
Okay. Hold it down on the ground. Just put it down flat. There you go. Oh, well.
Yeah, see, it's got a glare, darling.
Just, tilt it up a bit. There you go.
That one.
Okay.
Oh, so cute. I mean, who doesn't love a gal who's ready to go play some tennis?
I saw a big version of that when you were out like looking around, and I was like, dude, I want to buy this just to have this like random picture of a woman holding a tennis racket.
She knows she's gonna win. She's ready.
I just love the colors on it too, though.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Lots of absinthe ads.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, pretty magnets. And obviously they had these in all different sizes. Whatevs. But they did have an art store. And I was so bummed because like right when we got there, I was like, oh, they're open. And the lady came out and was like locking it up because they weren't even open that day, but she owned it. And so she was just getting some stuff from it. They have like fingers all over, like they're like this big.
And toes. The fingers and toes are a thing in Chesky Krumlov.
Yeah. So they had fingers about that big. And they were like part of like the corner of the building. And they were like hooks to hang your jackets on. They had a giant bench with like 2 feet on the side with like a bench in the middle. I was like, okay, foot fetish, weird thing happening, but I'm down. I don't judge.
Noah says whenever Jenna suggests a new pet, his test for her is, do you know what it eats? So there you go. And then Phyllis says, wow, I would do a whole wall of those if there were tiles.
Yeah,
they were tiles.
They were beautiful.
So would we, Phyllis.
And then Rocky and I do like stones. So we went to a gem shop, which was amazing. And Rocky, one of his birthstones is...
It's called Charowite, and it's from a very specific river in Russia.
Right. So we're like, hey, maybe they'll have it there. We'll just look. And they had a ton of it.
In fact, I found out about that when I was with... Anyway, I don't know how I found out about this
Good story.
Yes. But anyway, they ended up having one. It's the first time I'd seen one in person, which was cool.
Well, I'm very excited for you.
Next.
So this is Lapis, which is one of my birthstones, which I love. Lapis Lazuli or Lapis Lazuli, however you want to pronounce it. I got that because Rocky bought one, so I had to buy one.
Chesky Krumlov was cool. We stayed there for one full day, just because it's a smaller town. And then we moved on
to, then we went up to Prague.
And Prague we had 5 days in because it's a large city.
And I did not have like a panic attack trying to figure out the parking situation.
That was probably Kimball's most stressful moment on the trip, was parking in Prague.
I was like, Rocky, it says it's right there. And it's a parking garage. Everyone loved it, like had amazing reviews. It was right there, but little did we know the sign was literally this big. And like you had to do an online check-in. Once you did the online check-in, amazing.
But it's confusing because it's just a black garage door that says no public parking.
Right. Everything, like everywhere that we went in Europe, it said like reserved parking. And I was like, what does it mean?
It was unlike anything I've ever done before in my life. Literally, I pulled my car into a bay. I took my keys with me. I didn't need my keys, and it automatically parked my car and gave me a token, which I inserted into the building to get my car back after we were done. It was bizarre.
And then like if you needed something from your car, you wanted to go on a day drive, you just go tell reception and they'll just pull your, like they'll make your elevator car thing appear. I was like, oh, this is so high tech and fancy.
I was like, what if it broke?
So wait, real quick. These are not part of the thing. I just needed something to play with because I didn't have any art supplies while I was there.
So he went to Flying Tiger.
So I went to Flying Tiger because they don't have Flying Tiger here anymore. Upset me. And if you saw like my Instagram and stuff, you'll see you'd have seen like the colored pencil drawings that I did with these. But I just did some quick drawings with these cute colored pencils.
I liked your drawing you did with those. Those turned out really good.
Thanks. I think I have it in here somewhere.
Well, it's too late for that.
I know. Oh well. But so these are just for fun. And then
so we're not going to include those as like part of the new supplies because Kimball's had them before kind of.
Yeah, well, and then I kind of panic bought these. I don't remember buying these, but here's these. I don't know what I'm going to do with that, but
that was an impulse buy, clearly, because Kimball was like, wait, where did these come from? I was like, I don't know. I didn't get them.
I thought they were pencils, but anyway, I was like, okay, watercolors to play with. That'll be exciting. Whatever.
It just said colors on it, so Kimball had to put it in our basket, apparently.
I know.
Colors.
Should I make this? Maybe I'll make this part of the thing, because I haven't used these before.
Okay.
All right, number 4. That'll be like, it's like a cheap thing. They were like $1.50 or something, or $2.
And they look at.
What are they? Flying Tiger watercolors.
I mean, we're going to be comparing Charowite, Mooca, Sennelier. If someone picks Flying Tiger, I'm going to be very surprised.
Hey, people like cheap art supplies.
They do, I know. All right.
Oh, Noir. If I would have known how loving the people that worked there were, oh my God, I never would have gone in.
So on the way into Prague, we passed through the town where they actually manufacture Noir, like the main like city,
the big factory, and like I was like,
it is not a pretty city.
No, it's a factory city. But I kind of regret not going there, but whatever. So we get to Prague, and I was like, I'm looking it up, and they have like I think 4 or 5 stores around where we're at. So I'm like, okay, cool, we have options.
And they're not like Michael's stores. They're like little tiny like corners of other shops. Or
well,
like
no, one was an actual store. The first one we went to was like a store, and one lady was literally like following people around, just like watching them, like wide-eyed, just staring at you, like wasn't trying to hide. Like, I'm old lady, I am not gonna steal from you. I have been asking questions. Like, it was really bizarre. And I'm like, maybe you have a problem with theft. I get it. But like, calm your tittles. Okay. Like, seriously. And so I found there was a watercolor set that I wanted. So I picked it up and I was looking at it. I was like, I don't know, maybe let's look around. And I looked over and I saw her and she took it out. There was only one left. She took it out of the thing and walked away. And I went over to her and I was like, hey, or Rocky was like, hey, we were looking at those watercolors. Like, do you have any more? And she's like, no, they're all sold out. Like, literally, like she was so like, she was meaner than that. Whatever. They were awful. I was like, we can go now. So we left.
And then we went to another one. They were also awful.
Yeah.
Story short.
Well, they weren't really awful. He didn't speak English very well. And it was like, he was trying to get me to buy watercolor pencils.
That were like watercolor pencils.
Which is not what I wanted. I was like, I get that they're watercolor pencils. I want watercolors in a pan like this, but I want this size. And he's like, you want this. He was telling me what I wanted. And I'm like, never mind. So we left. And then...
third time's the charm.
Totally. The lady was super sweet. Like, she just let us shop or whatever. And then, like, she came up, she's like, can I help you with anything? Like, are you doing all right? And I was like, yes, I want these. She's like, oh, okay.
She was very good at upselling. She tried to get us to buy, like, extra paper. And
well, I did ask about, like, a watercolor sketchbook because I was going to do some stuff. And I was like, never mind. I don't need another sketchbook. So, oh my God, sorry. I just talk the air off.
Word vomit, am I right?
Jeez, shut up. Logorrhea. So, what is this? What did I buy? So I wasn't going to buy colored pencils, but somebody told me that they were oil-based rather than wax-based. And so I'm not familiar with oil-based colored pencils. So that's what these are. Look, they're so fancy. They come with a piece of paper inside and everything. Oh my God. So yes, these will be on the list.
Lauren says, Kimball, can you please draw or paint Betty White in a future live? You guys, we were so devastated when we found out the news that Betty White passed away. I don't even want to talk about it right now.
Also, maybe. I don't know. I don't like drawing likeness portraits. But we will see.
It's not a hard no, but it's not a hard yes either.
Well, it's a soft no. Noir pencils. We'll see though. I got to get back into the drawing groove. It's been 6 weeks since I've like drawn, other than 2 pictures. We'll see, though. We'll see. I got to get my confidence back up. So these go in the will they, won't they pile. And then I also got the, what are these? Are these watercolors? I need 600,000 of them, apparently. Noir watercolors. So these ones.
That's a good set, too. That's 24 colors. I don't think it was that much.
There's no price on it, but there's like a don't steal this tab on it.
I think it was like 75 euros or something, but that's like a lot of watercolors you just got.
It'll last me a day or two. Watch me cut my fingers.
Adrian says Bob Saget just died. What is happening?
You shut your mouth.
What is going on?
I love Bob Saget. Look, yeah, it's like a bummer. It's like, here's some watercolors. Bob Saget passed away. Like, whatever.
We love you, Bob.
Okay. Well, carrying on the Noir watercolors in a flimsy little thing. They look like chocolates, do they not?
I mean, you could try if you're real desperate.
No, thank you. I'm not sure anyone else does non-toxic. I know Jane does. So yes, the Noir watercolors. Have never tried them. Have never tried anything by Noir. Am I even saying that right? We don't know. I don't know.
You let us know. Okay.
Next.
So that was Prague. And then we basically did a long back to Paris.
we stopped in Bamberg and Kokum on the way, but they didn't have any art supplies. So then, okay, so
whoa. Prague. We went to the Mooca Museum.
While we were in Prague, the parking garage was literally across the street from the Mooca Museum. And this was the only museum I planned on going, but then everybody was like, why aren't you going to the Louvre, you weirdo? So I went to the Louvre. But this is the one I really wanted to go to because I like Alphonse Mooca.
Now, this isn't like where he has his Slavic epic with his giant paintings. This is like a small, very curated place.
Right. It kind of just talks about like when he got into the commercial arts and stuff. So this is, there he is. He's so fancy.
Oh, wait, let me zoom in. Let me put him back down for a second. Move him down. There he is.
Hello, I'm Alphonse Mooca. I'm amazing. He knows it. Basically, it's, I thought it was a calendar at first, but it's basically prints of all of his work, or not all of it, but like a lot of his work.
And I think there was a couple in here specifically that you really wanted, right?
Yeah.
Anyway.
But
a lot of the pieces in here were the ones that they had at the museum.
And it was really cool seeing like his pencil strokes and stuff. And I was like, yes, he also does uneven eyes. Thank you. That made me excited. But like just seeing like how they made the lithographs and the prints and
I got it.
Oh no, I've got skills.
You really did it.
So thank you. Mm-hmm. And then we left Prague, stayed in Bamberg, love Bamberg. Oh my God, went on a tour of this palace place, and Miss Fisher was our guide, and she was
We were
fantastic.
the only ones in the entire palace, by the way. So she gave us a personal tour that was like an hour, 20 minutes long. She took us into rooms we weren't supposed to go into. We filmed a ton, and I actually am going to make an entire video of just the palace because we got to see like a lot of really cool stuff.
And she was super smart. Like,
oh, and she was sassy too. She was talking about all like the people that come through that she like wants to slap.
What else we got? Oh, sorry, I'm directly talking.
There's a lot more we want to say, but we really need to get through this. So we're gonna move on. We went and stayed in two small cities on the way back. One was in Germany called Bamberg, and one was in
I think Kokum was in Bamberg too, or in Germany as well.
Kokum is in France, I believe. I don't know. Whatever. It's on the Moselle River. It's really cute, small.
So anyway, when we first got to when we first got to Paris, we didn't go to the Montmartre area because we knew we were going to stay in Montmartre the last like 4 or 5 days that we had of our trip. So I went back to Sennelier because I'm addicted now, and I was so bummed they had a Christmas sale, and they had the. Is it a 12? I think it was a 12.
Because you buy 12 and you get 6.
Well, basically. No, this is just for this, so it wasn't part of the sale. Because they had the 12 half pans.
Oh,
and they were super cheap. It was like $30. And she's like, we're all sold out. And I was like, no, fine. So I took these instead.
I think this is plenty.
So I wanted to buy more to like fill it, but it's 12 half pans. And then it came with 6 free. Like these ones down here were free. Free.
Right.
So
okay.
You know.
Anyway, we're excited for. I'm excited to see what Kimmel makes with all this stuff.
And they were $50.
I think it's cool to
€50.
see like how they all perform differently because I think they're all going to just be like subtly different from each other.
I'm sure they'll layer differently. I'm sure like the granulations will be different. I mean, it'll be a learning process. You'll learn along with me. All right, so number 7.
And then when we were in Montmartre, obviously Montmartre is a very, very highly influenced area for artists. A lot of like masters of art used to.
What's the square called? Something Turch something. It's like this
Tetris Square. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's right by the Sacré-Cœur.
The Sacré-Cœur Basilica. It's at the top of the hill in Montmartre.
And it's a big open square. It's literally a square where there's restaurants surrounding it, and then artists fill the square.
They pay, I think it was €600 a year for 1 square meter.
And they're on a waiting list to get this little space for like sometimes
a decade.
Yeah, it can be up to a decade.
Like the waiting list is already over a decade. So you have to wait for people to die or that just don't want to do it anymore.
So you literally have these like fantastic artists crammed into this square trying to like vie for people's attention. Some people just have pre-made paintings up on an easel and that's their like little meter, or some people are drawing people's likenesses just like if you're at a fair and they're doing caricatures.
Yeah.
And then you have people who can't afford the 1 meter or can't get on the list and they're just walking around with their like
they're
their
holding
palette,
like a big like sketchbook.
And they're trying to get people to draw. So
yeah, this guy came up to me, he's like, I'd draw you. I want to draw a funny picture of you.
I picture you as a funny picture.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm good.
I'm all, no, thank you.
So there were 2 artists in the square that we were really drawn to. One was, go ahead, actually.
I was just saying, one was drawing like a life portrait of a woman, a young lady sitting there. And because like everybody else was like drawing like just one big face, and it was okay.
But it looked like a fair caricature a lot of
right. Like they weren't to the level that I expected them to be for being in that square, because you have to go through hoops and hoops to get into that square. Like you are judged before you actually get your space. And obviously they're good. What I didn't like is that you could tell they were advertising themselves using pictures that they took time drawing at home, because they did not look like the artwork that they were producing on the spot. And that's fine. Like it's okay as long as it's truly their work. Anyway, this one guy was drawing this woman, like this young girl or young lady, and he would draw like a head on, he was drawing like a side, and he was like doing multiple pictures of her in one big piece. And it was really gorgeous the way what he was doing with it. And he was advertising himself appropriately because he was creating artwork that he was advertising. It was spot on.
Plus he was cute, so that helps. And then there was this older gentleman
who was quirky, little fiddly, little fussy.
Very short, very hunchback.
He was short. Picture like a bit of an oversized suit. Like maybe he used to be taller. Kept his suit from the 70s.
And he was like older. He reminded me of like the other older artists that were really famous. Like just left him behind in the square, and he never left. That's what it reminded me.
Yeah,
of.
He kind of also had like a vibe of the guy from Up.
Yes.
Like the older footy-duddy kind of dude.
So we did buy a painting from him for €200, actually.
And it's funny because I was like, before we even talked to him, I was like, if I were selling those paintings, I would sell them for at least €200.
So we're going to show the back of the painting first, because I think it's pretty damn funny. Like when you think about like, we don't know if he made the canvas, but it's from broken wood.
Like, yeah. Oh, I'm sure he made them. I'm sure he buys huge sheets of canvas. I don't know if he treats it himself. It's not treated on the back. But yeah, it's broken pieces of wood.
Haphazard staples, some
all
like
around it.
Tape.
Paint from God knows what, God knows when.
I was like, we need to buy something from this man.
But he had a ton. He had 3 paintings that I really loved. And since Rocky and I both like this one, we got this one, which is that. Super pretty though. He's very good with like the colors. He's very good with the lighting. And he had 2 other ones where one where he was writing in a book, which I really liked, and one where he was reading a book, which I really liked. Like the pages were really pretty and like luminescent, but he was fantastic.
It was funny because you could tell he sells to people who aren't artists a lot, because when we were like, oh, we really love these paintings, like he's like, it's good, you buy it.
Yeah.
You can buy it. You can buy it. That's all he got to say.
And he would touch it. He's like, it's good. No, it's good. You buy it.
Yeah.
And then we're like, well, we don't have like 200 cash on us. He's like, Visa.
And then he left his station and walked us a block and a half to the ATM.
He's like, no, you Visa, you go to bunk. So he's like, he just like grabs my arm because he already packaged this up. So he just grabs my arm and he like walked me all the way over to the little ATM machine. He's like, Visa. I was like, oh, is that all you got to do?
We're not going to drink over the oil painting.
Well, it'll just run right
Yes,
off.
this is. Someone asked if this is an oil painting. Yes, this is an oil painting, and he touched it to let us know it was fine.
But yeah,
so his handprint's definitely on there.
And I'm wondering if like I kind of felt like they were maybe self-portraits or like self-reference anyway, because it was this gentleman in all the different paintings.
He definitely looked like very similar to this guy, the guy that sold us the piece. So if you can just imagine the character.
And yeah, like they were just gorgeous pieces. He is very good with lighting. You can tell he's been doing this a very long time.
And he probably puts these out in like 5 minutes. Like,
I was going to say these are painted quickly. You can tell, and they're fast brush strokes. They're not connected. It's broken lines everywhere. It's beautiful. We both fell in love with it. So, and that's his name. I can't read it.
Kimball and I, like, as far as like budgeting for our trip, we have a budget, but like there are certain moments when
bust that budget.
We will bust the budget for the future experience, because Kimball and I will always look at this and like immediately remember the entire trip.
Yeah,
we did the same thing when we went to Venice, and we ended up buying masks are a big thing there. So we ended up getting these beautiful handmade masks. So these were like not in our budget, clearly, but like we got them because every time we see them, it immediately takes us back to that trip.
I know that woman was awesome. Like that owned the shop. She told us about when they had the floods, and she's like, it was a bummer because it only flooded for like, what was it, a day that it flooded, and then like it all receded after the next day or whatever. But so many people canceled their trips because they're like, oh, Venice is flooded.
Right.
And so that really hurt their economy. And then COVID hit right after. But
like I don't work my ass off to basically keep money in a bank.
Right.
Like it's good to have savings and stuff, but like we want to spend the money some of the money we have on experiences. And that's really what the whole point of this trip was to take a break from the daily monotony of the past 2 years, because we have been stuck at home like everyone else, doing the same things, on a day-to-day basis. And we just were really lacking that inspiration. And so this trip through France, Germany, and Czech Republic was to reset our priorities on what we want our life to be.
Right. Well, and also I said it was very nourishing to like the mind, body, and soul. Like seeing so much inspiration, getting out of your own comfort zone and exploring the world. It was truly amazing. Like it's such an experience.
The weirdest thing is coming back home, and like before you go on a trip that's a month long, you have a certain idea of what your reality is, and coming back home and like you start questioning like, what am I doing with my life? Because you like have this amazing experience. And a lot of people have this from like having vacations, but Kimball and I have been thinking a lot about like where we want to live eventually, what types of things we want to be doing. And so this trip really helped us to like propel that into motion. And I think it's something that will continue to happen as we keep doing these trips in the future.
And next trip is going to be very exciting, but also very out of my comfort. It's going to be our comfort, like out of our comfort zone. It's going to be,
and that's all you get to know about it.
Yeah. So these are the choices 1 through 7. And also next week, we will continue on with the journal flips. I still got a good stack of about 10 left.
But we love you guys so much, and we really appreciate you guys still sticking around. I know it's weird to like take a month off of doing the lives, but like
I hope you didn't mind like the recorded videos. Some of you probably prefer them. Less talking, I know.
But as much as we missed hanging out with you guys, we also like enjoyed collecting all these memories, because we really were like, we want to bring this back and share with everyone like what we did.
Well, and we did keep in touch with a lot of you, like through Facebook and Instagram. So.
But yeah, thank you guys for following along the journey. Thanks for always tuning into Kimball's Lives. We very much appreciate you. We hope that you guys had a wonderful holiday, even if you had to get stuck for COVID and stuff like that.
Oh, that was another thing, though. On this trip, it was like over-the-top paperwork for going in and out of the countries, the flight, getting tested. Like, we had to do a lot of this stuff, and it was all timed. Like, when our flight was canceled, I was like, great, because we already did our COVID test, and it's like, we're going to have to run out and do a really quick COVID test if it's like after a 24-hour period and blah, 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 whatever. But everything worked out. But, it was a little, we'll say exciting at times.
Well, I'll take this off real quick. Everyone bear with. Keep talking, Kimball. What else?
I was just going to say, you can look at my beautiful smile.
We talked about the dentist, right?
Yeah. I had to go get my teeth fixed. Well, my, cracked fillings from when I was like 13.
I can't believe that even the doctor was like, wait, how long have you had these fillings?
I know. I was supposed to get them replaced when I was like 20. And now I'm like 40.
There he is with his little
Hi,
halo.
everybody.
Kimball's hair is looking shaggy as ever.
Oh yeah, it's very flat because I've been wearing a hat. But normally, like, I'm gonna shower after this, wash this disgusting body because it's like ew. But like my hair, if I let it air dry, it's ringlets. It's a bouncy ringlets. So maybe next week I'll do that for you guys.
Mm-hmm. Every time he does that, I like try to like massage his head. He's like, "Don't hurt the ringlets."
I'm like, no, don't make them frizzy because they get really poofy real quick. So yes, these are the choices. Which would you guys like to see?
So we have Charowite Watercolor, Pastels from Sennelier, Mooca Watercolors, Flying Tiger Watercolors, Noir Pencils, Noir Watercolors, or Sennelier Watercolors. Write your numbers below in the comments, and whichever one has the majority will be what Kimball works with next week. What do you know what you're wanting to use the most? Don't say yet.
Oh, I have no idea. I'm excited to use any of these. And the pastels are watercolors from Sennelier. If you were to the game late, they are not actual pastels. They are pastel watercolors.
And they're not Sennelier brands. They're right. They're like a
somebody said something and I was like, yeah, that sounds good.
We don't remember.
I think it was Japanese. Okay. It is Japanese.
Oh, we're getting lots of numbers coming in.
Right. What's the winner so far?
So far it's 3, but I think that could all change. I see 1 is also there. There's quite a few. There's a couple 2s. 2 2s.
This is all very exciting.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. I need a chocolate.
So Kimball, when are you moving into your new little house here?
Oh yeah, my whole running joke was like, Rocky, when did we tell people we bought a home in Strasbourg? Or we bought a house in Strasbourg?
I'm sorry.
Get in there, zoom in. I gotta eat chocolate, so.
I just want to live inside this little house, you guys, so bad.
I want this one because I like the little corner rooms.
That too. The lighting isn't great on these, but you get the point. This one's so cute too, the yellow one. They had these in all different colors. We literally sat there for like 20 minutes and the lady was like, just pick one.
Well, they had like a post office, a tavern, what else do they have? The churches. And they had a Notre Dame.
I think number 3 is the winner. Number 3. So what are we doing?
We're gonna do the Mooca watercolors.
Okay, where are they at? Hold them up. Mooca watercolors.
I don't know.
Oh, here they are, right here.
Well, did I even buy them?
Here they go.
Holy Lord. So many colors, you guys.
You have to prepare those before next week.
Mooca. Yeah, I will definitely open them all up, but I will not.
Wait, let's see the logo on the front real quick. Hold it up.
Should I...
Cute.
Should I swatch them beforehand, or do y'all like the swatching? It's up to you. I personally am not a swatcher enthusiast.
Noah's like, I demand a recount.
But if you don't want to see me swatch them, I will swatch them all beforehand. I will definitely open them beforehand. I'm not going to make you suffer.
She says, I think it says before. Does that mean to swatch before?
Okay, yeah, I will open and swatch everything beforehand.
Okay.
Because I mean, it's going to take...
Denise says swatch. Maybe do like most of them and just leave a couple for the end. So that way it meets
Okay,
both.
plus it makes my water dirty really fast. So yeah, I'll swatch like 3/4 of them and then we'll swatch a couple on camera.
Okay, then you can talk about like how the swatching went so far.
All right.
And then Trisha says, just dive straight in, Kimball.
Yeah, girl, you know what I like.
All right. Hold up the piece you did today.
Ba-doo.
You're almost done with this journal too.
I know. It's a very simple one today. We went simple because we knew we were going to do a lot of chit-chatting.
Another one for the fridge?
Sure. Who doesn't love to look at that when they're wanting a sandwich? Yeah, all right.
What do you think he's tasting?
The air in Prague.
Do you think anyone's ever
actually this was Montmartre?
Montmartre, yeah. All right. Well, Kimball, final words.
I mean, we talked a lot. I appreciate you guys so much. Sorry if you were bored. I know this is like a little different, but I am excited to play with the Mooca watercolors. I don't know. I'm just super happy. I'm grateful. It's really good to be back. I missed you guys. Even though I'm talking to a camera, which is weird. I'm like, Rocky, your fingernails look great right now.
I cleaned them just for you.
Thank you. No distractions. Yeah, I just love and appreciate all of you. And I am gonna open up all these Mooca watercolors because there's a ton of them. And get ready for next week. Have a wonderful new year, everyone. Or enjoy the new year as it's happening. The new year is Rocky. Stop living in the past. All right, I will. All right, you guys. I think this is it. I think we're done. Okay, sign off music. Oh, jeez.
Go for it.
Bum, 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 ba ba ba. We're done now. Stick your tongue out. Wow, it's Rocky, my man. Bye-bye.